All right. We should be good. Confirmation, 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 confirmation. All right, we're good.
Talking about torture, talking about torture,
We are
talking
good.
about
We are
torture.
good. We are 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 good. Bruh. I didn't hear that over the sound of everything. All right. And we are here.
Let's go.
More
You
shaft.
already know what today's topic
More
is.
shaft.
We're gonna talk about church.
Thussery.
So
And all the homosexuality.
you're all gay.
Let's get right into the news.
All right.
Let's get right into the news.
So today, since everybody else knows, but the audience, the zero audience, doesn't know, we are talking about the sexy work, the OnlyFans, the corn hub, what else? Like escorts, prostitutes,
YouTube. Great site.
X videos.
yeah, X videos,
Heavy R.
My personal choice.
SpicyBigButt.com,
Jimmy Neutron's great anime.
BigDickBits.com.
Black Payback,
BigDickBitch.com.
Blacked.com.
BigDickBitch.com. BigDickBitch.com.
Did I say Black Payback?
Arresties.com.
Bang Bros,
X-Hamster.
Brazzers, X Hamster. That was my first one.
That was my first one.
That was the first one I discovered. But
Trans. Shemales. Let's go.
Futanari, 3D porn,
Angela White.
And it's
Midgets at the BFD Rock Club.
trans porn,
trans rights.
Okay, I don't know about all this shit. I'm talking about the regular shit.
gore fetish. Oh, it is all regular.
Humberto, it's all work and grind. A grind is a grind is a grind is a grind.
Piss porn.
Yeah, scat porn, piss play, yeah, all that.
Talking about
So I wanted to talk about this shit. This is why I brought this up. I like saved it for like a good week.
OnlyFans.
Because yeah, we're living in an age of like or it seems like a lot of people are getting on the OnlyFans train. Like, I think what it is like because of like the Corona shit. Like, I feel like people who don't do OnlyFans, they're doing Twitch or like they're doing streaming. People who don't are doing like OnlyFans. Those are the two things that I've seen. Like since Corona, those are the two trends. People are streaming, and people are doing OnlyFans.
Because it's grind.
I don't have the numbers to prove it, but I feel like.
I mean,
Fuck.
Bad Baby made $1 million in 6 hours.
That's a bag.
And she just turned 18, which says a lot about her fucking followers.
I mean, it's legal now, so.
Yeah, but
It's creepy.
That means they were into her when she was not legal.
It is creepy, but you know, she's 18 now, so. Oh fuck!
So, however, gentlemen, there are limits. What the hell's going on with
Fuck! Fuck! I died. Umberto, what are you speaking into? Are you using your phone again?
No, I'm using my headphones, but the computer might be picking up the audio. That's.
Okay,
'Cause I don't have a microphone.
Ouch. Okay. Well. Any whore. So yeah, the reason why it really started is because I think I was talking to Umberto about this or something, but like, so you know, we all do the deed. We all choke the chicken.
You guys are customers.
Yeah, you know, whatever. Am I not a man? Do I not have needs?
Oh.
Am I not a man?
How the mighty have fallen.
Oh, I think everybody has like needs and stuff like that. But anyways, because
Yeah,
what I like
that's
doing is
understandable.
I like looking at interviews of like porn stars and stuff like that. Because I think it's just it's a point of view that like I don't know in like mainstream media or whatever, it isn't like represented or like you never hear like on mainstream media like the stories about whatever. Like I think it's kind of funny that like with actors or whatever, they'll get like interviews and it's on like E! News Network and they'll you know, you know a lot about their stories and how they started, and like we know pretty much like how
Well,
all that
and
stuff.
I'll say to this that like, because you can say, oh, an actor grinded since they were a kid, but like here we all know how this person started out, more or less.
How
Like,
what would be what is your assumption of how they
well,
start?
they started, you know, by doing shoots and by doing porn. That's like, you can say like, well, you don't know what they were going through before, like what led up to that, but we all know like how they got to where they got.
I think there's like different like there's like differences, but
Different
a good
there's
bit.
different testimonies about it.
Yeah, a good bit that I
Pretty
do
crazy.
see though is like they started like they model a little bit, and then like they sort of get an agent. Fuck, I died again. And then that's how they fall into. That's the ones that I've seen. Cause I've looked at interviews from. Let's see, I'm dead about to start naming them off. We got what is it? My girl Scarlet Sage. We got my
Jeff
girl
Epstein. Oh wait, wrong one.
Donald Trump.
We got Epstein.
Hillary Clinton. Joe Biden.
Sorry, Alexis
Joe
Texas, but you are now the MILF category.
Me. But I do see that a lot where they start modeling.
Songs?
And then don't worry about it. And then that's how they fall into it. But I just think it's like it's kind of funny that because when you really think about it, they are still like the entertainment industry.
Well, yeah.
They're the adult entertainment industry, but still, I mean, what separates like what they do from like an R-rated movie? You know what I mean? It's content made for adults. However, like that R-rated movie, you're still gonna have kids, you know, going in there and you know becoming exposed to all that stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Consensual, obviously.
No,
But the
yeah.
methods of consensual and what's called disclosure agreements, from what I've heard, it's a different story. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah. And also,
I've heard this site from what's her name? What's her name?
Mia Khalifa.
She's
about
a
to say, yeah, Mia Khalifa.
yeah, Mia Khalifa. Yeah, I've heard her stories about it.
What is her story? I forget.
She said that sometimes
she got
it's kind of forced when like she doesn't like she can't enjoy it at times because like she's the type of girl that wants to enjoy her job, but she can't because so many disclosure agreements and whatnot. And it's like people say they threaten her career, so if you don't do this right, we're gonna make you look stupid or make you do this or such and such. I mean, because she signed a non-disclosure agreement or whatever.
Yeah,
And if they do that, then they do it anyway or whatever, and it's pretty crazy. But you know, it was her choice. But it's like she was kind of forced to blame herself when it wasn't, and she was kind of like putting it on them. I mean, what industry doesn't? Because every industry has that.
Yeah,
so.
especially something where it's like it isn't really.
Like she said, it may look consensual, but there's some like I'm in a non-disclosure agreement.
Yeah, it's like any
I
sort of
can't
like
say
thing
that.
where you're like basically a public figure. That's basically how I
but
see it.
She just summed it down to like, oh, let's just say that they threatened my career. That's it.
Fuck, I
I
can't
don't
beat
do
these
that.
fucking assholes. I'm fighting
Sorry.
ONS. Shit. But either way, that's how I wanted to just open up the discussion. Fuck. I keep dying, bro. Jesus Lord.
I would just say it right off the bat. Like in general, I don't have a problem with sex work. I think, you know, if you're copping the bag, you know, if it's paying dinner, if it's feeding the children,
Paying
fuck it, by all
dinner.
means. Problem with it comes
Bruh.
whenever, like for example, like we all know that obviously Pornhub is the biggest porn site ever, right?
Yeah.
Like whenever underage people can get on Pornhub, and there'll be also like victims of sex trafficking of videos of them on Pornhub, and Pornhub doesn't take them down or doesn't do anything to.
That's a way to recruit people.
Yeah.
Young people especially.
I can understand how that could be like a thing that goes into like sex
Like
trafficking
public.
and stuff like that.
That's my main issue with it. Like in general, like if you're of age, you know, if you're 18 plus and you're just trying to cop the bag, you know, you actually enjoy it, like fuck it, you know, you do you, boo boo. But like,
Well, yeah, I don't think anyone's advocating for like like child porn or anything.
I will say though, I can't like people like it's a big deal nowadays. People saying like sex work is real work. Like, I mean, it is work, but I'm not gonna say it
Just
is.
don't
It's
get
it's
caught up
not
in your
to
job. Is that what you're trying to say?
not don't get caught up in your job. It's just like I feel like it's not nearly as well. I mean, no pun intended. Not nearly as hard as other jobs. You know what I mean?
It just depends on commitment.
Yeah, I would disagree because only because a lot of people have been doing the OnlyFans thing. I feel like basically what the job calls for if you're an OnlyFans model is basically being your own salesman. Basically, I see it as like the same as being like kind of like a YouTuber or a Twitch streamer, anything else in the entertainment industry where you have to like
Freelance nudist.
yeah, you have to like anything with the arts basically. So I see it. That's how I like work it in my head. I see it as like a part of the arts because it takes the same amount of like fucking dedication. Because if you're not on there on OnlyFans and you're not fucking making sure that you're catering to your demographic, or catering to the people who sub to you, you're not gonna make shit. So that's what I've been seeing a lot with these girls on either it'll be like they'll post their stories on Twitter or on Instagram, or like I'll match with them on Tinder and I'll ask them about it or whatever because I'm genuinely curious. But they'll be like, yeah,
Yo,
it's not even.
Can I get it for free,
bruh? I'll ask like, oh well, you know how does that going? Like how does it work? You know. And then this one girl, she was like, yeah, it's really not going that well. I don't even have enough to pay for my for my rent and all that. So I will say that it takes a good bit of work. It's a lot of selling yourself. It's learning photography. It's learning fucking website building if you really want to catch someone's eye and make your own custom website that just has like an OnlyFans portal link. Like it takes a little bit of like knowing shit. You know what I mean? A little bit of like lighting, a little bit whatever.
I get what you're saying. From an entrepreneurial perspective, it's difficult.
Yeah.
Is what you're trying to say. Like you're building yourself from nothing.
Because if not, you're not doing nothing.
But the actual work itself, like what I'm saying, like the effort you put into it, like it's not really a job per se. You're just having sex.
Then what do you classify as a job then?
Something that you hate but you do because it gives you money.
Well, then would you say that with that definition, would you say that OnlyFans is a career or a dream job?
I wouldn't. Okay, that's the thing that's tough for me. I don't know if I could say that it's a full on career. Maybe a side hustle.
Why might I ask? What keeps it from a career? I guess longevity, maybe.
I'll say this, and this is where you might disagree. Like,
yeah,
a job to me, whether it's a job at Pizza Hut or you're fucking, at the gas station or whatever, generally contributes to the betterment of society. I don't think
like
porn.
a source of income.
I don't think porn really contributes to the betterment of society.
So then, okay,
I think it contributes to the detriment of society.
Yeah, valid reason though.
The detriment. Okay.
Yeah.
So then, would you say that music?
Don't get me wrong. I'm still gonna keep beating my fucking meat, but.
Well, it's the betterment of someone's day, at least. But okay, so that being said, is being a musician a job? Because you're not really contributing anything to society. You're not building roads. So. You're not whatever.
Because music is shown to make people feel better. And
so does jacking off. Yeah.
So does jacking off. But here's the thing, though, like, and this has been, at least for men, this has been like proven. Like, the more you jerk off, the more you jerk off, the less energy you have. The more unlikely you are to be active. You're gonna feel more droopy. You're gonna feel more drowsy. You're not gonna be as out and about. You never listen to a song and go, oh, well, maybe if it's a soft song or like you're listening to fucking like white noise or whatever, like I'm gonna go to sleep. Like if somebody's constantly jerking off like every single day, they will not have the energy to do as much as they could.
I think that you're talking about porn addiction. Hold on.
Yeah. Not porn addiction, but like just when you're just looking for that dope. Okay, here's the thing. Here's another one. When you're jerking off to fucking pixels all the time, you're looking for that dopamine release. Yeah. And whenever you do other activities that you also might enjoy, you might not get that dopamine release as as easy as you would have because you keep getting it off of jerking off. So you lose your enjoyment towards other things.
Let's see. Let's look up real dangers of pornography. Because I don't know the effects like the back of my hand or whatever.
I'm pretty sure I'm 100% sure it does fuck up your dopamine levels.
Let's see. Early exposure to porn, a problem. When young men find porn at an early age, it begins to miswire the pleasure centers. I will say that, and this is just strictly speaking with porn, I think OnlyFans is different because OnlyFans is more intimate. That's probably its biggest selling point. But porn is very like exaggerated and very like whatever. I would say it's like on par with like TV. Basically, you can't live your life thinking that TV is basically real life. So I think you can't live your life thinking porn is how actual sex is.
But some people do, or some people like they won't necessarily think that, but they'll think that like if they don't
they don't jerk off or whatever.
If they don't fuck like the porn star, they won't be accepted in bed.
Yeah, I get that insecurity.
You know what I mean?
That's something that would have to be like between like the partner or whoever they're doing with to work through. I feel like a good relationship can like help that out. But in terms of like trust. Yeah, I think that's really like the cure for all that like sexual insecurity type thing is just being able to be vulnerable with your partner about stuff like that. But back to the thing, pegging.
Pain.
Back to the thing, I think that I would classify it as like a job, and this is just because it's something that, you know, they're providing a service and they're getting paid for it, and that's pretty much it. That's what I describe as like a job, just basic. Like, you know, they provide a service and they get paid for that service, and that's basically how they keep the lights on. And I think, you know, I would agree with the sex work is real work. I think that's the reason why I bring up how there's like this was like barrier between them and like movie stars, because they like, while, you know, they're in different avenues of acting, if you wanna whatever. I still would say that it probably takes something to like, you know, do like a couple of scenes every day and either get pounded or do the pounding or do some weird stuff, or to like, you know, do some like more on the sensual side or more like dom stuff. I feel like it does take a little bit of like, you know, like you need to have that special thing in order to do that, because I couldn't do that, you know. So in the same way that I wouldn't be able to be on like a movie shoot for fucking all day and like still stay head in the game, you know what I mean? That's what I think it is. Like porn stars, they have to keep their head in the game. OnlyFans is a little bit different because OnlyFans is open to the common person. But I think that's why probably that would be my argument for why OnlyFans is like is an appropriate competitor for Pornhub, because OnlyFans is intimate. It sells intimacy. You might actually know this person. There's a possibility that you could actually know this person in real life, and this shows through the way they operate the fucking app, because OnlyFans creators, content creators, whatever. What they do is like they'll send messages, like direct messages to their like subs and all that stuff, and they can like, you know, ask their subs, oh, what do you want to see, or, you know, thanks for being the subscriber, whatever the fuck, you know, let me know what you want to see, or hey, you know, I was thinking of you guys, so here's like a snap, like a picture of me naked, or whatever the fuck. It's that intimacy, and it feels like, you know, you can know this person, you feel seen. Whereas with porn, it's very like one way. You're watching them; they're doing their own thing. They don't know you exist. Whereas OnlyFans, you know, there's some sort of parasocial relationship, which has its dangers. You know, you can't be having a relationship with people you know online. But that's in general. That's with Twitch. That's with YouTube. You know, it's not just OnlyFans. But I would say that it's real work. I would classify it as real work.
I was gonna say another thing. Another thing about porn that and this has also been proven, I just pulled it up on an article, is that
can you throw it in the Discord so I can see it?
Yeah. Let me link it real quick.
We're doing fucking Google surfing now.
Give me a second. Is that people who are more likely to use porn, or porn users, if you will, are bound to feel more lonely.
Mm-hmm.
And
for ways psychology today.
Yeah, another one this one was I can see it, but it's a little bit harder for me to believe. It's that apparently porn users are more likely to get divorced,
Hmm. I feel like.
which is interesting to me because
Hmm.
like if you can't control yourself, if you're watching all these fantasies of
I
porn
can
or
understand
whatever,
that part.
Yeah.
and you can't control yourself, that might be a you problem. That doesn't necessarily mean it's a porn problem, but I don't know.
Yeah. That's what I think about a lot of these, like, where like someone may bring up like these like issues with like how they affect. I think it might just be like on the individual, because it really, all of this stuff is like at the discretion of the individual. It's like dependent on how much you use it. If you're really like if you're really really into it, then you might have a problem. But then if you're really really into anything to like a near addictive level, it's going to be a problem regardless.
Yeah.
So I
yeah.
think that's really I don't know, that would be my take. I don't know about I don't know 100%. I'm not a doctor, but I will say this Psychology Today article, I don't know if they're I read a thing. I'm not just trying to disprove your fucking sources, Umberto, but I think Psychology
This was
Today
like the
might not be
first thing
best
that pulled up, and I was like, oh, I
Okay.
agree with the loneliness part.
because
So.
it says pornography use is widespread and
'Cause
often problematic and has been. Hold on,
Because I know whatever I've been, like not dating or whatever, I'll watch
Yeah.
like porn. I'll be like, damn, I really ain't shit. Like I'll feel bad
Bruh.
about myself, which is not a.
I think that's just like insecurity though.
That could be, but like I think it creates like almost like a self-esteem.
It's not insecurity
problem.
unless you're not having that connection.
I think it's like a self-esteem thing. Like wow,
Yeah.
like these people, this girl or this dude, they're always fucking, and here I am,
Yeah,
not.
because like you're believing in the fantasy at that point. You're giving yourself to the
Yeah,
fantasy
yeah.
of like all these people are having fun. I'm sure there's porn stars who are like, oh my fucking god, let me just get through this scene and then that's it. I can go home and like I don't know, play fucking Skyrim or some shit.
I can go home and jerk off.
Yeah, like, but I like this where Psychology Today says has been shown to generally have a negative impact on couples and gender relations, leading men and women to devalue one another. I feel like this is another thing where it's like depend on the individual, because like I'll watch some shit, right, where it's like femdom or something like that, or the other way around. I don't know what the hell, male dom, I guess. I don't know, or like where the girl's being dominated, right, and like she's being like called names and stuff like that. Like that could be like a kink that some people have, right? I don't think
Right.
that people who are like have their head on their shoulders the correct way, I don't know. I don't think that they would take those values in that intimate setting and bring them like to the outside. You know what I mean? I feel like you have like a problem kind of if you see like fucking a dude dominating a girl in like in a porn scene or something, calling her names, calling her this and that in like a sexual situation, and you try to bring that out into real life and you're talking to girls like that. You know what I mean? I feel like that's kind of like a social
what
thing.
specifically.
Okay, let's say
Like-
so
Like
There-
like an example.
okay, so let's say that I'm watching a scene, right, and the dude is just like
Okay.
hitting it from the back, you feel me, and
Hit it from the back. You feel me?
he's being real rough and like he's hitting her and stuff
Rough
like
and
that.
tough.
Yeah, he's hitting her in the face and stuff like that, because like that's kind of like a kink for some people to get hit and stuff like that, like a physical whatever, and it's like palm slaps, you know what I mean, like hard
Okay,
palm
I
slaps.
think
in the
that's like
face.
an individual thing.
That's
an
what I'm saying.
individual
If
thing.
someone were to take that into like real life and like treat women like that and see them as like whatever.
Wait a second. Like treat them like that in the bedroom, and it's a consensual thing, or just treat them like that. Period. Because that's
Like,
that's a two
Period.
different
Like
things.
they take
Oh yeah.
like they take that
that's-
bedroom shit that they see on Pornhub and then they take that out into the real life. I think that's where the problem is with the individual, not necessarily the people who are making the content themselves, because that's just a kink. But you can't.
Okay, I see
It's
what
a
you're
problem.
saying.
Yeah, it's a problem with the person if they want to bring that out into the real world and like treat people like shit, because not like it's a social, like they're not socially,
Correct,
not
if you will.
I don't know. Yeah, for lack of a better word, they're not
I
socially
guess
aware.
it's not necessarily like it's not necessarily morally right, if you will.
Yeah, I think that would be an example of someone taking it too far. Like they have, like that they've allowed porn to like skew their perception
Their
of
reality.
reality. Yeah. What my explanation is for a lot of this is it's just based on the individual, because like porn doesn't call out to you and be like, you know, oh, you should do this, you should do that. It's basically you're giving into the fantasy and you're believing it. It's like, you know, if I was to watch fucking Aragon or some shit, and tomorrow I'm going out looking for fucking dragons, like that's a problem with me. It isn't a problem with Aragon. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
That's like my take on it.
I don't disagree with that stance. I think that's a personal problem at that point.
Yeah, that's like a I think you can't blame that on the porn people or whatever. But in the case of OnlyFans, I want to talk about OnlyFans. Like, to me, I don't know.
OnlyFans is such like our generation type beat. Like
it's so
like,
I think it's fascinating. I think it's very interesting.
Really?
Yeah, because like
what's fascinating about it to you?
I think that again, it's selling intimacy. This is like, and this is funny because, and not to like jerk myself off, on topic joke, but this book that I've been writing, Nathan knows about it. I've been writing for like 2 years or something. There's like a plot point that I wrote like 2 years ago before this whole OnlyFans thing blew up, where I was like, of course in my thing it was different. It was like, it's a sci-fi, so it's like with like robots or something, but like people feel like lonely, so they go to these like kind of like brothels or whatever to like feel something. And basically what the brothel is selling is intimacy. It isn't selling sex, it isn't selling, you know, all that. It's selling just a feeling of intimacy, a feeling of like you feel like you're being seen by somebody. And that's what I find so fascinating about OnlyFans, because since I was writing it in the book, I was obviously fascinated with it. I thought it was like interesting enough to like try and write into my world or whatever the fuck. But with this, it's like that's what I think. Like it's just so different from how it's been for the past whatever, you know, like let's say like the 80s, right? Or like the 90s. You're trying to fucking get the nudie channels or whatever. You're watching them, but they have no idea that you exist. They're just actors. And it's the same thing. You're watching TV. Brad Pitt doesn't know I fucking exist. He doesn't know you exist or whatever. Even with music, like fucking Davey Havok of AFI has no idea that I exist, yet Davey Havok exists so much to me. You know, he has such an impact to me. The same way like Nathan, you and Keanu Reeves or whatever, like or Joaquin Phoenix, you have such a they have an impact on you, and yet you have none on them. I wouldn't say none, because obviously, you know, if a movie does good, if a Joaquin movie does good, it's because of the people that went to go see it. So he has an idea of, you know, his fans. It's just an abstract idea, but he has some idea. But it isn't the same as Joaquin Phoenix knowing your name and going home after a big premiere of his movie and thinking,
and
you know what,
about you and all that.
And thinking like, you know what, yeah, I'm really glad Nathan came through and like he saw my movie. That's really cool. I really appreciate Nathan liking my movie. You know what I mean? And now we have OnlyFans, which is a way, basically, it's basically like a way that people who are enjoying those, like, you know, the sexy times or whatever on the internet, or like buying content or whatever the fuck, it's a way for them to feel seen, because the people who are doing the best on OnlyFans are the ones who are utilizing that to its fullest. They're selling themselves. They're making sure they're being friendly with their subs.
They have a motive.
Yeah, they're of course it's to make money. The same shit with fucking actors. Joaquin Phoenix isn't making movies. He might be making movies for his own like political whatever the hell's, but part of it is because he's making good money.
I have a comment on that, and because you said it's, and I agree with you. OnlyFans is definitely selling intimacy to an extent and to some level of obviously you're not gonna get the person right there in front of you, you know, jerking you off or whatever.
But it's close.
Like it's close. But prior to OnlyFans, you got to remember there was like streamers, and the streamers could actually talk. You could actually talk to the streamer if you watch their stream.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the same sort of interaction. That's why Twitch and streaming was such a big competition for YouTube. That's why YouTube integrated it into their fucking thing, which is why we're doing this now. But
yeah, they pretty much took that idea and just made it into a thing, and that's what OnlyFans is.
Yeah, that's what I think. It's just we're getting with technology, and this ties into the last time where we talked about transhumanism and technology and the advancements or whatever. But slowly, I feel like we're getting closer to each other while also growing further apart, because
Yeah,
with the
I
OnlyFans
think
thing,
on a mental level.
yeah, with my OnlyFans argument and like how it's selling intimacy and all that, the one thing about it is that on some level, I feel like it's like transactional, so it's like superficial. So like, not unless the person is like really cool and like you know them in real life. I don't think that if you like you
Yeah.
could go up to an OnlyFans person in public and be like, hey, you want to hang out or whatever, like as if you're friends. I feel like there is some sort of transaction of I'm selling you pictures of me naked or lewd pictures or like specialized whatever the fuck, and then
Or
you give me
videos or
money.
whatever.
You know, it's kind of like that's why I see it more. I see the parallels with OnlyFans and like actual work, because when I'm at work, of course there's, or let's say when I was working in retail, right? In order to
Yeah.
make the sale or to get them to buy the shit and thus keep the business going so I can get paid at the end of the week, I had to be able to talk to them and sell things to them. You know,
Right, yeah.
you befriend them, but it's transactional. You know, you are
Yeah,
getting
yeah.
something from them, they are getting something from you.
There's an ulterior motive, if you will.
Yeah, but of course there's like gray areas, because when I was working at Hot Topic or at Hobby Lobby or whatever, I did make friends with customers that would come in there all the time, regulars and stuff like that. So
Right.
there is a sense of like, well, there is
Like they care.
some of them. Yeah, but that isn't all of them. I can't go to one of my, like, randomly one of the customers at Hot Topic or whatever and be like, hey, you want to hang out or whatever? Because like, I'm like, what the fuck?
You want to go get a milkshake?
Yeah, like, what the fuck? Who the fuck are you? Or now, obviously, but like, it's simultaneously bringing us closer to an idealized idea of being close to each other, while also, if you give yourself to that fantasy, just like porn, if you give yourself to that fantasy, you're only going to be widening the gap, basically.
And to that, I agree with you like wholeheartedly. But
Yeah.
I think social media in general is doing the same thing. Like it's bringing us
Yeah.
closer together, an idea, but not in reality.
Yeah, because I see what the fuck you post, right? I see you playing drums and shit like that. Like, I'm in the room with you for that 30-second bit that you post on Instagram. I don't see you I don't see you fucking up the fucking, putting the phone up and then the phone falls and shit like that and you have to pick it back up. I don't see that.
That shit happens all the time.
I know it does. Shit's happened to me too. I've tried to do that, but
you don't see me when I fuck up the fills and all that shit. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you're seeing through a window and they can see you back, but it's a very small window.
You're seeing what I want you to see.
Yeah, it's a very small window, and yeah, so I don't know. Nathan, Gus, I feel like I've been talking forever. Let's get some of y'all's thoughts.
Hey man, if it brings that capital and you buy shit, that's money back into the economy. It's a job.
Yeah, that's how I see it.
Yeah,
It's like our stimulus. I just bought
in a capitalistic sense, it is a job, but I don't know. I guess I have my issues with it.
Okay. Yeah.
More or less.
Well, that's fair.
Venezuelans be like,
Venezuelans. I actually used to, like, I was one of the people who was like really against OnlyFans in the beginning, because and I'll admit to this. I'm not saying this is whatever. I'm not trying to like say that like the way that I learned is the way that you're gonna be or whatever. And Bert, I'm just giving my own like personal story. But
There we go.
I used to not be for it, and I don't know. I saw it as like the easy way. You know what I mean? Like, oh well, these girls are just naturally like beautiful, or these guys or these people are naturally beautiful, or whatever. They're making it out lucky by just like selling it to people and all that stuff. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of cheating. I felt cheated or whatever, I guess, a little bit. I took it personally when I probably shouldn't have, because again, they're not thinking of people like me. I'm not thinking of people like them. There's like whatever. I shouldn't think of it so personally or whatever. But that's why I became interested in it, because I started running into more people and knowing more people who have like OnlyFans accounts. So I was like, let me see if I can find some shit out about this. I'm curious about it enough that I'm willing to like sort of debate with myself on my own fucking position about it. So That's why I started asking people, and girls that I match with, on Tinder, they say like, "Oh, follow for my like private Snap or my OnlyFans or whatever." We'll match, and then I'll ask them about that. And that's where I got, well, it isn't all so fucking easy. It isn't as like easy as like people saying that. Yeah, and that's why I draw the parallels between acting too, because you can look at someone's success story as an actor and be like, oh, this shit's easy. You just have to be like this, and this. But even if you're attractive, even if you're talented, even if you're at the right place in the right time, every single time, except for one time, you're not going to get that big movie. Like, no matter how hard you try, there's, musicians, artists, all that stuff. I think it's all grouped in together because it takes a mixture of right timing, talent, and actual dedication. And then sometimes it doesn't.
And charisma.
Yeah, and then there's the odd times where it just doesn't. And then it just works out for somebody that it shouldn't work out for. So,
like Nicolas Cage.
He's like him and
vengeance, fight fire with fire.
Bruh, speaking about that, we gotta like stream the Ultimate Alliance at the space. That'd be lit.
Yeah, I want to talk about gaming now.
Oh, okay. Let me wrap this up with this one thing, and we'll move on.
Are we not talking about this anymore?
No, take your time. That was just a feeling. Like,
well, either way, I don't want to go on and say the same shit. Me and Umberto saying the same thing over and over again.
Whatever.
Okay.
Bruh.
I have a question for you.
All right.
Conclude, it's work. Definitely,
More
I
or
recommend
less.
it being more independent for the individual.
I was gonna say this. What I find interesting about it is that OnlyFans did not start out as a porn thing. Like,
Yes,
it was like you could just sell whatever on there.
like an Etsy.
Yeah.
Let me see.
And the fact that it became a porn thing though is what makes it like a bit of a conundrum, if you will.
Let me
if you
see.
will. Like the 8th time
Oh, what
I
was
heard it
OnlyFans
today.
originally? I'm looking it up right now. What was OnlyFans originally made for?
Okay. So how do you?
Oh, it's just for exclusive
people
content. Bruh,
For
guess.
exclusive content.
Yeah, it was just for exclusive content, but it went into adult shit. But Gus, you were saying something?
Okay, so this is some things that some people have a problem with, and let's say you get with someone,
Yeah.
and they're like, "Oh, by the way, I have an OnlyFans, or I'm gonna make an OnlyFans, or whatever."
Okay.
Like on a you level, not like on an everything level. Like, how would you feel?
Yeah.
I feel like, and this is, this was probably one of the problems that I had in the beginning. I didn't know the answer to that question because I asked myself that, well, what if, I got with a girl and stuff like that, and she has an account, and she makes all this and that. I feel like now that I know what it is about and like what a lot of what goes into it, I feel like, I mean, it would really depend. It's still hard because I'm trying to put myself in the situation, because I'll admit there's a little bit of insecurity because, and this is just me personally, and this is where I find the compromise usually. If people want to date other people who do OnlyFans or who are porn stars or whatever, that's them. You know what I mean? For me, it's just down to like my own preference and my opinion. I feel like if they were just like posting pictures of themselves naked or whatever, it'd probably be fine. Like, if anything, I might help, because I could probably help out with them.
I might help.
Yeah, I might be like, okay, well, maybe you should do this or that, or I'll like take the pictures or whatever and help her out, or like, she asked me to move the tripod, or whatever, I'd help out. You know what I mean?
That's
where you draw the line, right? Like, if
Well,
someone's
so
trying to
being
like do a
framed.
meetup or whatever, that's where you draw the line, right?
Yeah, once it becomes like, hey, I want to start doing like sex scenes with other people, or even with me, because I'm not comfortable with like, like filming me and my partner having sex. You know what I mean? And that's just not,
unless it's for yourself, then you'll probably be okay with it.
Yeah, it's just not that's basically where my distinction is made, because for me, I see those intimate moments as like being,
It's yours.
Yeah, it's ours. It's me and my partners to share, and it's just me. I'm not comfortable sharing that with other people. I mean, if she wants to like post naked pictures or this and that. I mean, that's fine. I don't really care. But it's whenever it starts getting into like, oh, well, you know, I want to like, you know, start doing scenes with other people, or we should do some scenes and stuff like that. It's like, I don't know. I'm not comfortable with that. And again, if that's a make or break situation for this girl, then okay, that's fine. Whatever. We don't have to, you know, I don't have to hinder you. You don't have to hinder me. You know what I mean? We can just like agree to disagree. You know, you go off, you do your thing. I'll go off and do my thing. It's not a match. You know what I mean? I think sometimes people are afraid of that, to like just be like, you know what, this is it. I'm uncomfortable with this. We should break up.
That's why it's usually recommended as like an individual, like independent thing, because there's a lot of pros and cons when it comes to, you know, a couple doing a commitment like that.
Yeah, it's the same thing as like fucking you're buying a house with your, you know, fucking a significant other. It's a thing that affects kind of both of y'all, or like, yeah, it's a thing that kind of affects both of y'all. If it's her doing it by herself, that's her shit. You know what I mean? Like, I can't tell her to not do shit by herself or whatever. I think it's whenever it starts becoming like, oh, well, I want to start doing this with other people. Then it's like, okay, well, do you want to be like polyamorous or what we need to talk about this and get sort of an understanding with each other of where we're at. You know what I mean? Because if she just wants to like, you know, see other people, then maybe either if, you know, it depends on how I'm feeling. If like, okay, maybe polyamorous, maybe not. I'm not really into that, but I'm just saying for the sake of argument, there are options. Or if it's just like, well, I want to see other people, then, well, maybe we shouldn't be together. Maybe we're not the right fit. It's not anything where we start calling each other names and stuff like that.
One
It's
is
just
looking
whatever.
for commitment. One is looking for commitment. The other one's looking for loyalty. So it's different. There's a lot of different.
Loyalty and commitment mean the same thing. Did you mean one is looking just for like a good, or like not, or just like something
Like a
casual,
like a good time? Yeah.
something more casual,
Yeah.
and one's personally for.
Yeah, sorry, loyalty and pleasure. One's looking for pleasure, one's looking for loyalty.
I guess, yeah, and you know, one just in that situation. Okay, well, you know, you're looking for something more casual. Maybe we can switch up our relationship, or you know what, maybe I'm not comfortable with that or whatever.
Yeah,
I feel like
they're, and that's what the like. You guys are confused and lost. That's where it's like.
Yeah, 'cause there's no communication.
Commitment. There's a lot of pros and cons to it.
I feel like
All I'm gonna
as long as
say
that
is-
communication. Yeah, go ahead, Gus. My bad.
All I'm gonna say is that if I help you, you gotta buy me a Gucci bag or something. I don't know.
Get you a Birkin,
I gotta get some of the profits.
bruh.
Yeah, you know, treat me. I'm your man's or whatever.
Hey, I'd love to be the house husband. That'd be lit.
Dude, to be fucking honest, I'll
be
cook
fucking
something
lit.
up.
Yeah, fucking. I clean that. You want the house clean when you get home? Fine, let's get it. Bitch, I'd be cleaning
You
all
want the
day.
dishes done? Yeah.
I'd be cleaning all day, bruh. Let me stay at home. But I think that's what everyone gets hung up on, because it's like, oh, well, if my girlfriend did that, or if my boyfriend did that, I feel really hurt. And I think people, you know, on the internet should be a little bit more empathetic toward that, because I think, you know, and this isn't for everybody, but I think that sometimes on the internet, people are very quick to be like, to jump down someone's throat for having a different opinion when they don't fully understand it themselves, or, you know, they just disagree with it. Because there are opinions that I disagree with all the time, but I'm not going to jump down someone's throat and be like, oh, you're a terrible person. I would like to understand it.
Steak for that or something like that.
Yeah, so I think that the solution to all this misunderstanding and insecurity is
Communication.
communication. If your, you know, your partner wants to start doing adult work and all this stuff, I feel like, you know, you guys should have a conversation, talk about it, and be open and honest about where you guys feel, what you feel comfortable with, and, you know, your worries. That way they can tell you and make it all right, or be like, you know what, maybe this isn't a good pairing. We should probably go our separate ways. And then that's it. No name calling, no misunderstanding.
Yeah.
No one's a slut. No
You
one's
don't need to
whatever.
You don't need to downgrade. You don't need to downgrade anybody's, like, you know, insecurities or anything. It's
Yeah,
just like a
and you can't
disagreement,
and you can't knock anyone for
it's like,
trying
no, I
to
have
do
no
what they want.
insecurities. It's just I disagree with it. You know.
Yeah, and like I said, you can't knock anybody for wanting to do, you know, adult work and stuff
Yeah.
like that. But
Yeah.
again, if that's not where
Just-
you're at, then I don't think you have to be there. And I don't think people who do OnlyFans are making anybody be with them. You know what I mean? I don't think anybody's making
Nobody's obligated.
Yeah, I don't think they would want that either, or because no one wants to be forced into a relationship or to force someone into a relationship. So I think if you're able to talk about it maturely with your partner and stuff like that, I feel like you'll reach a place, yeah, or a place where both of you are happy doing what you want, because no one wants to fucking live a life where they can't do what they want. You know what I mean? If you really want to do OnlyFans, then do OnlyFans. It's not a problem. That's not the problem. The problem is just the
problem is you.
Conversational. Yeah, I mean, if let's say if I'm the problem, then maybe I should leave, and that's it. You can do what you want, and whatever. It's not a big deal. Of course, the breaking up sucks and stuff like that, but sometimes you have to make those mature decisions, because down the line, she's not going to be happy because she's going to feel like I'm controlling her. I'm not going to be happy because I feel like she doesn't understand me, and I'm going to be insecure all the time. It's not going to be a good thing. So, better for both of us to sort of just like call it a day. That's it. It's a learning experience. Now we know about ourselves. Now we know, hey, I don't feel comfortable with this, and that, or hey, I want to do this, and this. So this should be essential for my partner. If I'm going to date someone else, they have to be okay with me doing OnlyFans. Or if I'm going to date someone, I want them to know that I'm uncomfortable with this, and that. Everybody learns with a lesson.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
So, because that was one of my big hang-ups. But I solved it.
I agree with you. Like, personally, like, this is just me personally. Like, let's say I was in an intimate relationship with a girl. Like, just any girl, right?
Yeah.
And we got to the point where, like, I felt like I was in love with her or something like that, right? But let's say that she wanted to get into sex work just because she needed extra cash or whatever. And she was asking me if I was okay with it and this and that. Personally, like, if she made, like, an OnlyFans, like, I don't think I could get with it. Just because... Like, if I feel so strongly towards that person,
as long as you guys tell each other and she tells you, she doesn't lie and do it behind your back or something,
Yeah, but I don't think anybody's doing that either.
Yeah, no, like, even if she tells me, like, she wants to do it, like, just because she wants to make extra money or whatever, like, I still feel like I wouldn't be able to do it because I have, like, such a strong connection. Yeah, I have such a strong connection and bond to that person that I would personally, like, I would feel, like, almost, like, hurt if I saw her giving, like, that same affection she gives to me to like these strangers on the internet.
Yeah. So then that's where you'd have your conversation. Hey, I feel uncomfortable with that, and then you can express how, well, I just like, I value our intimacy, and I would want that to be intimate between us or whatever. I don't think that's a bad opinion.
Yeah.
If you let it go on without explaining yourself, then you're gonna come off like you're trying to control her, and then that's the bad opinion.
Yeah.
But if
you have to speak your mind off the cuff.
Yeah, and you have to be, and that's just a telltale sign of a strong relationship, that you guys can talk about things. And yeah, she, you might get mad at first and like whatever, or she might get mad, but it's the wanting to understand that, like, is
one
what
another.
Really, yeah, even though you're pissed off for her, it's like, all right, well, why do you think this? Why whatever? Because obviously disagreements, you're gonna get pissed off, just like whatever, it happens. It's like a
normal.
It's your flip the switch moment, but it's that wanting to understand even though you don't understand, or even though you don't agree. Also, I looked it up on fucking Wikipedia. OnlyFans is popular with sex workers, but also hosts content creators from other genres such as physical fitness, musicians, and other creators who regularly post online.
Makes sense.
The highest paid earners on OnlyFans are women. Did you hear the thing about Bella Thorne? She fucking made, like, everybody got mad at Bella Thorne because, like, she made an OnlyFans that she was, like, hyping it up for a long ass time, and then she didn't show any, like, lewd shit or any, like, naked whatever pics.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people
a while ago. Yeah.
Yeah, because people who were OnlyFans creators were, like, on that shit. They were like, yo, she's fucking making a bad name for all of us. I do my work and stuff like that. Like, 'cause people have pride in their OnlyFans work, and, I understand it. So when someone who's just famous and gets fucking top 1% just because they're famous, I feel like I can understand how
advertised.
Yeah, false advertising. Like, what the fuck, like,
I want my money back or whatever.
Yeah, that was basically, let me see what the controversy was.
Everyone was basically, how come she gets this much and she didn't put out content, and we put this much work in, yada yada yada.
Ooh, here's the thing that you were talking about.
Fellas, I'm gonna step out for a second.
All right.
I'll be back.
Shit. Let me see. I'm looking at some stuff right now. What is this? Okay, Bella Thorne set a new OnlyFans record when she earned over $1 million within 24 hours of joining the platform in August 2020, and more than $2 million in less than a week. Her activities on OnlyFans sparked controversy after she allegedly promised nude photos for $200, but instead provided lingerie-clad photographs, leading to a
it's
slew of
scam.
chargebacks. Yeah, well, it's like if you're gonna promise some shit, it's like it's just like anything. It's just you basically lied. So it's like, okay, well, I want my money back. This isn't what I wanted.
Yeah, it's like
But
I
also,
invited you guys
that's
pitch in,
fucking
but there's nothing happening.
that's fucking
that.
capitalism.
Yeah.
Thorne's actions caused backlash among sex workers who felt Thorne had selfishly appropriated their profession. Yeah, so it's like, yeah, you're gonna come in here and take my fucking shit while also not doing it. Like, you're gonna come here and take my business and then also like not provide the service that I work so hard to do. What'd you say?
I wonder if they got their money back.
Yeah, there's a lot of chargebacks. People like whatever. I think that's just capitalism, though. That's just like greed and capitalism. Like, if people will lie to get more money, they'll do it, and that's what false advertising and all that shit. Bruh, the record was later overtook by Bad Baby in April 2021. So, within 7 days of this month, Bad Baby broke Bella Thorne's thing. So on April 1st, Bad Baby set a new OnlyFans record, claiming to earn over $1 million in the first 6 hours. Bad Baby joined OnlyFans after her 18th birthday. She has made more than $4 million in less than 72 hours, according to OnlyFans search engine, which shows estimated. Bro, they misspelled estimated. They put estimated. Come on, Wikipedia. Earning, which
I'm
shows.
back, fellas. What I miss?
Okay, so basically the Bella Thorne thing is that she false advertised. She said, okay, well, let's get like she promised nude photos for $200, but instead provided lingerie photos, which people got really pissed off for because she basically lied to get a lot of money to build the hype. Right. And so people asked for their money back, and then that was the whole thing. And then a lot of sex workers felt that Bella Thorne appropriated their profession. So, like, they're pissed off because Bella Thorne came in here, took all their fucking customers over some shit that she didn't provide. You know what I mean?
And she didn't do anything. Gotcha.
Yeah. And then Joe Biden, the Bella Thorne record for OnlyFans, the 1 million within 24 hours, was broken by Bad Baby on the 1st of April, because she earned $1 million in the first 6 hours.
Yeah, she didn't post anything lewd though.
I don't know if she did.
I don't think she posted anything lewd. Like, I think the only thing she posted was like bikini photos.
I'm a married man. I do not know what's going on.
So the Bad Baby thing sparked controversy on Twitter, Instagram, and other social medias around grooming barely legal people to make OnlyFans, which is what you were talking about, Umberto. Because it is a little weird that so many people were like waiting on like pins and needles for Bad Baby to make a fucking
the baby.
Yeah, nah, it's strange.
It's
that's
weird.
what I'm saying. Like, all of these people, it kind of reminds me of and this girl is not an OnlyFans, but people have said definitely some weird shit. The girl from Stranger Things, like there's a
Millie Bobby Brown.
Oh,
yeah, people were talking on Twitter. There was a thing of like, oh, obviously she's not an adult, but she will be hot when she's an adult.
Oh, that's just creepy fucking behavior in general.
I'm just like, bruh, that's not the move.
That's just gross.
She's still a fucking kid.
Yeah, they're sexualizing a kid.
Yeah.
Bruh, in March 2020, at the start of the COVID-19 pandemic, the number of OnlyFans content creators increased by 40%. Bruh. I'm pretty sure the same numbers for Twitch and like streaming. Most definitely.
Yeah, I remember seeing that due to the pandemic, like the numbers for Pornhub like users went up by like a shit ton.
Yes, yeah, they're fucking stuck at home, at least for the people who like, quarantine and shit like that. Even though like
most likely your family.
Here in Texas, we like had a soft quarantine. Like, remember, like they were telling us that you'll get pulled over, and no one fucking got pulled over. Cops can be fucking bothered.
Oh yeah, I remember. I had to like
that paper.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I feel like the quarantine wasn't even that bad on people as much as it was on me, because even after the quarantine was lifted, like after whenever the Texas government was like, oh, no more quarantine, my parents still made me stay at home.
Well, they're trying to be safe. I mean, but
like
because people haven't been quarantined this whole time. Yeah, I never got to actually quarantine because I had a job, and like I was an essential worker. So
I was quarantined and I was bored as fuck during the quarantine, because here's the thing: whenever the corona hit, they canceled school for like a month or a half or something like that. Like Lone Star was completely canceled, and at the time I had no job either, so I was just stuck at home, bored as shit.
Bruh. Coronavirus.
Yeah, I'm sorry, off topic.
Coronavirus.
Yo, we got it. We definitely have the stream at Ultimate Alliance. I was looking at some Twitch users been playing with friends. It
Oh,
looks so
they
fun.
have been? Fuck, I want to die. Damn it, I thought I was the
There's
first
only
one.
like one out of a lot of people. A lot of people are playing the Ultimate Alliance 3 with that garbage.
Ew, get that out of here. Although it does look good, but get that out of here. It ain't classic.
I'm pretty sure like the negative effects of porn are more like detrimental or mostly detrimental on men than they are on women.
Mentally horny.
Boy, I feel like a lot more men watch porn than women, but
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm not too sure about that. I feel like because what the fuck do women like
Well, I mean,
imagine this shit? I'm sure they don't. I'm sure they watch porn just like everybody else.
I know
They're
girls
not
that I know
expressive
girls that
on
were
porn.
into like I know girls that are more into like using their imagination than to watch porn. Like they thought watching porn was like gross.
I think because
Hmm.
if it was a female, the females get more downgraded than men do because like, oh, you're watching this, what a whore. But if
Yeah,
it's a dude, it's no big deal because everybody's barbaric.
porn does kind of like play to like dude fantasies.
It really does.
I think only now is it starting, like recently is it starting to cater to like their female audiences and stuff like that, which is just,
Tomboy Outback exists, gentlemen.
Tomboy
Don't
Outback.
worry.
I feel like, people are being a lot more inclusive now, so I feel like that's why porn industries are including stuff to suit the female demographic. Let's see. All right, so that's
God damn.
56 minutes of talking
Next
about
stream, 12
OnlyFans.
corazones. Let's go.
I would like we
Is
we
that
can't.
how much
I
we
don't,
talked about that?
I don't work tomorrow. We can record some shit
I-
tonight.
I'm down tomorrow. Yeah.
No, tonight. We can do it tonight.
Let's go. Here,
work
I have
tomorrow.
some links ready. So it's some good ones. I was
Okay.
watching some good ones. I had
Cool,
to
bet.
stop because it was really good.
Okay, bet. Are they subtitled?
Yeah, they're English subtitled.
Let's go.
Of course.
All right.
I'm gonna fucking. I don't understand this dude.
But yeah, I feel if you guys have nothing else to talk about, that's really what I wanted to talk about because it's very, I don't know, I find it very interesting. I'd like to actually like talk in person. Like I'd like to have like a good like 30 minutes to talk about this with like someone who's like an OnlyFans creator. Just because I don't know, it's like for some reason it's interesting to me because for me I find it interesting that like as humans we crave that sort of intimacy. We crave being seen by somebody so much. Like I don't know, and everybody feels it, not unless you're like a psychopath or someone who can't empathize or
Yeah,
whatever. But normal people, like we need intimacy. We need a sense of partnership. We need, the sexual.
Yeah.
We have sexual desires that need to be met and stuff like that. It isn't anything that
Unless
no
you're
one.
asexual.
Yeah, they're like you need those. You know what I mean? If you're sexually deprived or you're, intimate, like you're lacking intimacy with people, then that leads to like I think like social disorders or something. Like there's something off or something missing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I do think that's interesting too. Like we all crave that to some extent.
Yeah, no matter how much the edgelords want to be like, no, I don't need anybody. Like at a certain point,
Batman.
oh no, I don't need anybody. My parents are dead. Like,
My parents are dead.
like I don't know. Everybody needs someone to like come home and like just tell them about their day. You know what I mean? In that sort of like,
Yeah.
and that could be someone who's like a close friend or to the people who are like asexual or whatever. But whether you're asexual or whatever, you still need like connections with people. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree.
All right. Well, okay.
All right, I sent it in the chat. Some good ones.
Okay. I feel good with dropping it off right there. It's 9:30. It isn't too late, Umberto.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna head out today, or right now actually.
Okay, then I'm gonna
Trying
end
to
the
go to-
stream. Then.
It was a good discussion. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I think I like these discussion posts. I think next time if you guys want to suggest a topic, just post it in the Discord like the week of the stream, which is we're doing them every 2 weeks now, so like or every other week. So we're gonna have a week off this coming coming Wednesday,
Yeah.
and then the next week we'll do it again.
Man's joined in a little bit late.
Bruh.
We're just about to end the stream too, Ronan.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna
His
say in the chat
mic.
though, because we're gonna do some Doce Corazones action.
Okay, well, everybody say your goodbyes to the stream in case anybody
Bye.
sees it in the future.
Later, fellas. Keep beating that Schmeat.
Bruh. All right.
Respect women.
Respect women. Sex
Respect
work
women.
is work. Okay, goodbye.